This is Jay Kemp from Women of Boxing, presented by theRingside.BIZ network, and I'm here with the pro debuter coming up, Jessica McCaskill out of Chicago. How you doing today, champ?
Feeling great.
That's good. That's good. You're a super lightweight boxer fighting out of Rick Ramos's Body Shot Boxing Club here in the heart of boxing of the Midwest, Chicago. We've been watching your career. I've been getting a lot of impact from Rick. What is the amateur career of Jessica?
Well, it started out in St. Louis, Missouri, and it just started out as a gift. You know, go take some classes, and I've always been a gym rat, so it was just another thing to do. And then I wanted to know if I could hit, and I wanted to know if I could take a hit. And so I got in the ring for my first exhibition bout in 2008 and won, and it just escalated from there. From there, I wanted to compete and have something on the books. I wanted something on the record. So I got my book, I started fighting. I wanted to go to a competition, a tournament. So there goes Golden Gloves 2010. And I won that and fought the girl that I first got in the ring with and sparred. She beat me up a little the first time we sparred, didn't take it easy on me. But in Golden Gloves, I was able to dominate and got the win. After that, I won. I went to nationals and beat my first opponent, and she was ranked third in the nation. And it was the hardest thing I had ever had to do physically. We were in Colorado. The altitude is different, and I really had to push myself, and I came out with the win there. The journey of life took me to Chicago, and it took a while, but I found Body Shot Boxing, which I made my home, and competed in Golden Gloves here twice, and was able to come out with the win in both of those.
Very good. And you went on to nationals from here in Chicago as well?
We did go to the National Golden Gloves tournament. Vicky and I, we both won Golden Gloves here in Chicago for our weight classes. So we traveled to Florida and had a great experience there. We didn't come back with any trophies, but it was definitely a great experience.
Sounds like it. I don't care what sport you are. If you're going on to a national tournament, if you earned your place there, you definitely have an experience to tell. And what is your amateur record?
20-3.
Sounds good. What is your goals coming into a pro career?
It's funny because I'll spar different people and I'll network and meet different people, and they'll say, I know you'll be a world champion, and they're looking so far ahead, and I'm really focused on this, the first fight and doing everything right and just transitioning from amateur to professional. So my goals right now are just to execute everything as planned, and that's going to set a standard and set a template for me to use going forward, and everything will just kind of run a little bit smoother, and I'll have time to sit down and actually plan how to get to that world champion status.
It's going to take a little work, I know. We're coming straight from amateur to pro level. What's the training like? How is it different from going from Golden Gloves, regional to national, and then here coming into a pro training regimen?
I'm really thankful for having Rick Ramos on my side, because he's pulling strings and introducing me to people that I didn't know before, and he's bringing a lot of sharpshooters into the ring to help me train. So it's more about who I'm working with and just changing up the look and giving me different things to work on. So it's more about who than what I'm doing. But the training is still every day, sometimes multiple times a day. We do different training camps. The training camps are a little bit different. I have a strength and conditioning coach, Rich Considine, so we focus on very particular things. So that's something that we started at the end of my amateur career and have started to just progress with that into the professional career.
It's going to take a lot of work. I know your team is pretty top notch, and so I know Rick's going to keep you prepared and going in the right direction. To get there, to get to the top, it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of personality. What does Jessica McCaskill bring compared to some of the other names that are kind of prominent but people don't know about? What is Jessica McCaskill bringing to the sport?
Well, being in this gym, it's a lot different from being in St. Louis. St. Louis, there's a lot more ego, a lot more smack talk, and that's just the atmosphere and the way we thrive. And here, it's a lot more family oriented, and in both situations you pull for the next guy for your team to progress with you, but I feel like there's a lot more room here to help the kids. There's a lot more room to show them different things and to get them involved, so it's not just me doing my own thing. It's the gym and the gym family, and we're all doing this together. So I'm happy to help out. It's not about me. It's about women's boxing. It's about Chicago women's boxing. So I think I bring a lot more of an outreach than a lot of other fighters. They're very egotistical and kind of stand alone. And I would like to help break those barriers. We all should be the same. We all should be willing to reach out for everybody else. So I think I'll bring a lot more of a team effort to Chicago and to Chicago female boxing, and we'll all be able to dominate and spread out. Chicago can be the hub of female boxing. We can make it whatever we want. We have enough.
I totally agree with you. I'm kind of on that same page, and you're kind of breaking my list of questions. And that's great, because as we were just talking about, what's it going to take to make women's boxing more appreciative to the general fan, to the population, bring more kids into the sport? Where do you feel that boxing needs to go for growth? How do we get the young girl that's walking by the gym here to notice there's a boxing gym here in Chicago and want to be a part of this and grow the sport and be a part of the next generation of champions? Do you have any ideas on where we can go with that?
Well, I feel like ever since I've started boxing myself, and of course I got into it a lot older than some of the kids here, but it was always about keeping the kids out of trouble and keeping them off the street. But I think there's a lot more to that. The kids here, when they're in it, they focus more in school, and we say, what are your grades? We're concerned about those kind of things. And so the boxing helps different people focus on different things in their life that they need to do for themselves personally. So whether it's education, or whether they need self-defense, lessons, or whether they just need to feel confident in themselves, there's something for everybody. And what we do here at Body Shot is we get to know everybody, so we can kind of hone in on this person needs to be a lot more confident in themselves, and so we'll push that and tell them they're doing a good job and spend a little bit more one-on-one time. One person might need help with their grades, and it's like, okay, well, you come to Body Shot maybe every other day, not every day, until you get those grades up. We want everyone to know that we're on their team, and in reciprocation, they'll be on our team as well. And that's how we're going to get the sport to grow. That's how we're going to get everybody on the same page.
You got my mind churning on where we need to focus, and what is actually, by experience, what has helped this gym grow their youth program. I've been observing Rick's Body Shot Boxing Club youth program. Been here 2 events. It's just been an overwhelming success and growth for that next generation champion. I'm glad we've had this discussion, and I've gotten a little bit more insight today, and it always excites me that somebody's doing and giving the input of what is not just benefit for sports, but you're talking ultimate life growth opportunities.
Yeah.
And I forgot to ask you before, what does Jessica McCaskill do outside of the ring?
I am in investment banking. So I'm right downtown, and with the hustle and bustle, everyday work, and then I make it down here to the gym and let off some of that steam. But I'm in investment banking. So
you kick people's butts in the market, and then you kick people's butts in the ring. It's the secret of success, I guess. Who is part of Team McCaskill? You mentioned a couple of different people. Who are the ones that are here, and the reason you're fighting coming up here on July 10th on Hitz Boxing Promotions show in the suburban Chicagoland area? Who are the supporters and participants of Team McCaskill?
Well, Rick Ramos, of course, is my coach and manager. And it's funny about Rick. I moved here in 2012, and it took me almost a year to find this gym. all the other gyms that I found were just kind of aerobic and they didn't compete. And I emailed people and said, hey, I'm a fighter, I would like to work with you. And he was the only one that replied. And then my first fight, you know, coming here from St. Louis, everybody was so nice here in Chicago. And it wasn't until we were in the corner in my first fight and he yelled at me. And it was a little piece of home, and I was like, okay, this is going to work out. This is going to be great. So I've been sticking with Rick and Rich Considine. He's my strength and conditioning coach. He's always on top of his game as far as what's new, whether it's equipment or moves. You know, he'll say this NFL player is doing this, so let's try it. He'll say this golf player, it doesn't matter. If it's new and if it's something that we can use in our camp, then it's something that we'll try out. And last but not least, the gym, the family. I mean, I can be walking by with, you know, a Twinkie in my hand and somebody will say, are you supposed to be eating that? Or they'll see me jogging and they'll honk the horn and say, keep going, champ. You know, so it's not just, you know, me, like I said before, but it's definitely the family, the team, and they keep me going, and I appreciate every one of them.
Sounds like you have a pretty good team. I've known a few of them very well, and I would have to agree. Any words for your supporters as you coming into this debut here again, July 10th?
It's going to be exciting. I'm excited for it, and there's definitely a piece of me that I haven't seen that's going to show up, because this is another level, and I'm definitely stepping up to the plate and taking the challenge that I've given myself to be the best, and this is the first step. And so I just want everybody to know it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be exciting, and that I appreciate everybody out there that's helped me along the way.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, and I wish you good luck, champ. Again, that's going to be July 10th.
Yes.
At the Belvedere in Elk Grove Village on the Hitz Boxing Promotion card. You can always get your tickets here at the Body Shots Boxing Club. And we wish you luck, and it's been a great pleasure to sit and talk to you about life and the boxing career and where Jessica McCaskill is going to end up.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rough road, but I look forward to seeing you progress on up the hierarchy to becoming the world champion.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.